Hey guys, it's Jason here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. I picked up an Arrma Infraction. Now, the few things, guys, I want to get out right off the bat is I do believe that this truck has a version 2.5, version 3 coming out soon. This has been out for a long time. And for a while, I've been kind of considering that and thinking, you know what, I'm going to hold off and get what I hope to be maybe was going to be like an 8S version of this truck with some other minor kind of changes. However, it still hasn't come, and with the summer being here now, I just want to get out. I want to enjoy this thing. I want to do some parking lot bashes. I want to rip it up and down my street, do some speed runs, all that. So I finally just said, you know what, screw it, let's pick it up. Now, between the three, the Limitless 120, the Felony, and the Infraction, right now the Limitless 120 is actually on sale. So you can actually pick that up for roughly the same price as this, but I didn't want it. I wanted the Infraction. I wanted that street truck body. I wanted something that would suit the parking lot bashes and ripping around, but at the same time, I could go out, rip it up and down the street and have fun. So what I'm gonna do now, guys, is I'm gonna get the truck out of the box, on the bench, and we're gonna talk about, again, why I bought it, my plans for it, mods, future upgrades, all that fun stuff. All right, guys, here it is, the Arrma Infraction. Now, I know there's a lot of videos, guys, on this truck, so I'm gonna try to do things just a little bit different. I'm gonna be talking about, guys, my plans for the truck, what I wanna change, the upgrades, what I'm gonna be using, because I already have some of the parts. I already have ESC and motor. I've got some different set of tires. You can see over here, guys, I've got the Method RC tires. These are the tires that came on the truck. From what I know, these ones right here are kind of the middle, the jack of all trade, you know, if you wanna drift, if you wanna do high speed. But I think it's the gold ones, the gold writing ones that are they're kind of a better grip, which I think is what I'm going to be more looking for with this truck. And then they're also the Pro Line, I can't think of what they're called right now, but those are more better for if you're really trying to hit those high speeds. So we're going to be talking, guys, about my plans with the truck, what I'm going to be running in this truck very, very soon. But first, I just kind of wanted to go over it. Now, the reason it's sitting here, guys, on the jack stands and the tires are off is because I just gave this truck a coat of the RC Mousse Slick. So I am gonna take a quick minute just to discuss why I did that. Now, if you've been on this channel for a while, you've seen me and heard me talk about this product many, many times. I've used it in many videos, I've done some shorts, but I'm gonna try to do this, guys, as quick and dirty as I possibly can. I use the Mousse Slick. This is the silicone spray, the green bottle, because it does two things. First, it gives the truck a complete coating. So it kind of puts like an invisible barrier over it. The main thing, the reason I used it is kind of for the steel. So all the screws, the drive shafts, CVDs, axles, whatever you want to call them, it's to get all the steel covered because that's going to reduce the rust on them. Now you got to keep it up. So if you're someone that washes your RC car, your RC truck every time, you're going to want to keep it up a little bit. But if you're just kind of someone like me, especially guys with this truck, and that's why I'm talking about it in this video with this truck, because this isn't gonna get dirty like the rest of them. It's not gonna be hardcore bashing. It's not ripping through mud and all that. Yeah, it's gonna get some dirt from the road and stuff, but nothing crazy. So most of the time when this truck comes in, you know what? I'll take the jet blaster to it. It'll clean most of it off and we'll be good to go. So again, that will help keep your steel looking good. I can't stand, guys, when your axles and your screws all go rusty. That just drives me nuts. The other thing is it is a mild lubricant. So basically all around your CVDs, your dog bones, your axles, all that, it does provide some lubrication. Now, RC has a lot better focused products if you're trying to go for zero drag, which is something at some point I may go. I may learn that. Right now, guys, I don't talk about some of those other products because I really don't know about them. And I don't just want to kind of sound like a textbook type, explanation. That's not me. I like to give kind of more of a real world after I've kind of used it. And again, guys, I've been using the silicone spray, the Mousse Slick, the green bottle now for years, and it always delivers exactly what I want. And again, it's mostly about keeping the steel from rusting and just keeping everything new. It also, guys, does provide easier cleaning. So again, when you do get in and you take your jet blaster to it, it will do kind of an easier job of cleaning. It will get the dirt and debris off faster. So again, RC Mousse Slick, guys, there is a promo code in the description. It does help me out a little bit, but it's more for you guys. It'll give you guys a discount. Now, I am enjoying just looking at this truck the way it is right now, guys. Just seeing it sitting on the jack stands just looks friggin' cool. I promise you this is not gonna be the whole video, but I've been standing back here kind of looking at it, seeing it sitting on, guys, the KRC mat. It just looks wicked. Like, they did such a great job of this truck, and it's now, I think, what, 7 years old? It still looks freaking cool. All right, what I want to do now, guys, I went ahead and threw the wheels and tires on just to kind of give you guys a bit of a different view. But what I want to do is just kind of cover the specs, go over the electronics. Now, unlike the Limitless 120 that comes with an 8S system, the Infraction is still coming with a Arrma 150, which is a 6S system. However, there is a small update there. So when you're on Arrma's website, whether it's just the main website or you go into the vehicle showcase part, you will see this truck with this ESC, the orange one. And even when you look on the box, it still shows that orange ESC, not the updated black case one. Now, there is an improvement there when they went to that ESC. I think it was around the Big Rock 6S release when they first kind of used this ESC in a truck. Now, they had some issues in the beginning. They needed updates and the updates weren't working, but eventually they got that sorted out. So it is nice that the Infraction comes with that ESC now. And again, you don't see it anywhere. Even the box still shows the old ESC. You don't know it until you actually take it out of the box and you go, oh, I've got this ESC. The other thing is the servo. So once again, Arrma's website, the box will show the ADS 15, which was that red case steering servo that's been out forever. I think that was 195 ounces of torque, where the S665 is 277 ounces of torque. Overall, guys, I think that's going to be a good servo for this truck. I am a fan of high torque servos. I just find from moving the tires to centering them to even just holding them in place, holding all, your bell cranks, everything in place, having a high torque servo works better. These servos do work really well, so in the beginning I'll be using it. I've bought a few higher torque steering servos over the last couple of months that are just literally sitting around, so I might drop one of those in this. Now, the Infraction comes with that gimmicky handbrake, and I'm referring to it as the gimmicky handbrake because we first saw it on the Fire Team, and I think for a lot of us that had Fire Teams, you went out, you were driving it, you were bashing it, you were having a good time, and then all of a sudden it would kind of pop in your head, hey, there's that handbrake, I'm gonna give it a try. So you'd kind of give it some throttle, you'd do a spin, and then you'd hit the button, and you do a little bit of a slide, you do that once or twice, and then you'd be like, meh, I'm over it. With the Infraction, I'm assuming that's gonna be the same thing. We're gonna give it a shot, we're gonna try it, maybe it'll even help in braking sometimes, but the one thing that you've got to know with the Infraction and the Felony is that they do come with center differentials installed from the factory. Now, I do think that now that I think the Limitless 120 and the Limitless Roller still do come with center differentials, but they also come with the spools. The reason I'm saying that is if you were to install the spool in this truck, and if it's even possible to install the spool and the handbrake, which I think it would because really the outdrive should still be sitting in the same spot, the same location to match up to the rear center drive shaft. With it being locked, the handbrake is now just going to lock the spool, which means it's going to lock both the rear and the front. Maybe you can't even install the spool with that. I don't know. I'm just kind of letting you guys know that that is one thing to think about. Personally, I don't think I'm gonna go with the spool gear in it. The type of driving I'm gonna do, and we might as well talk about that right now, is I'm looking for kind of an all-around super fun speed truck. Meaning I am going to at times, probably guys even in this video, take it down my driveway, rip it up and down the street a couple of times. I've got the GPS on charge. So doing some speed runs, but then at the same time, I'm also gonna take it to a parking lot and I'm gonna rip it around. We're gonna, drift this thing. We're gonna have fun. So to go with a full spool, I'm not sure if that's the way to go for what I want. Maybe I'll thicken it up a little bit at some point. I don't know. But only, guys, to be fair, time will tell. I am really pumped just to kind of enjoy this truck, like I mentioned. Whether, there's just nights during the week, I've come home from work, I eat dinner, I come out into the garage and I think, hey, you know what? I want to try something. And whether I change the pinion or I just go to a different set of tires, and I take it for, you know, a quick rip up and down the street, do some speed runs. That's, you know, one part of the fun with this truck, and it's something I can do right in front of my house. The one thing about the bashers, like the ones that I send and do the big jumps on, they're not really all that much fun in front of the house. I'll often take kind of like maybe the first run just to give it a quick little feel, but that's kind of where the fun sort of stops. Where something like this, being that it's on-road, it's gonna be an absolute blast just ripping it up and down the street. Now, since we were just talking about the handbrake, I'm gonna, guys, quickly mention the Spectrum DX3. We all know this radio, we all love it. It is the best RTR radio out there. It gives you most of the controls that you want right out of the box, right on the radio. You got your AVC adjustment, you got your steering and your throttle trims, you have all your reverse switches for your throttle and your steering, as well as your throttle limit. So if you want to drop it down to 50 or just keep it at 100, I would think most people with this truck are going to be running it always at 100. You have your rocker switch here, that is for the handbrake, and then you have your smart battery level. I'm not going to be running smart batteries because I only run Gens Ace, so this doesn't really mean anything to me. I am going to be binding this up to my IXSR, guys, for the first run. So what I actually think I'm going to do right now off camera is bind it up to the IXSR, get the batteries installed, set up the handbrake, and I'll show you guys how all that goes down. All right, so it's been a second for you guys. However, it's been about an hour and a half for me of trying to figure out a few issues with binding the IXSR to the Infraction. Now, in that hour and a half, here is what I've accomplished. I installed some batteries, that was good. I bound the radio to the Infraction, that was good. I figured out my AVC issue, so something that was familiar to me from when I was binding up my IXSR to my little Mojave Grom was because the steering is reversed, so you have to go into the radio and actually reverse it, what happens is your AVC ends up working the wrong way. So when I first kind of bound everything up and I got everything in, I went to turn right, tires turn left. Now that's a simple fix. Go into the radio, reverse it, everything's good. The problem is the AVC at that point will still work the same way. So where it's supposed to be like this, it actually will be like that, which is obviously not what you want. Now that is a simple fix. So after you get everything bound and everything is set up and you realize that, you go in, now this is after you've reversed your steering, you just rebind the car. So basically you bind the car, do all the setup, reverse the steering, rebind it, and you're good to go. So now my AVC is good. So that's a plus. What is not good is I have no friggin' clue how to set up the handbrake to the IXSR, how to set up that auxiliary channel. I've watched a couple of videos, and unfortunately, those are from earlier videos when the software wasn't as updated, and those menus don't exist. So even, guys, just going in here right now, I'm going to try to see if I can quickly show you guys this. When you go in to create a new model, back in the day, you could go in and there would even be options for different receivers, whether it was AVC, was it 3-channel, 4-channel, 6-channel, and you could assign them. On here, you have standard model, which doesn't give you AVC. You have LMT 2.0, Pro Moto, then you have your SLTs, guided setup. That's it. And when you go into your guided setup, there is no option for assigning channels. So you can see we work our way along: electric, reverse capable, single motor, single steering servo, and you immediately get this. It's like the 3rd and 4th channel is applied to the steering gain. And hopefully you guys aren't getting too much reflection there. You can't change that until you remove AVC. So I am gonna have to spend a little bit of time trying to figure this out. Now the handbrake, obviously, guys, was not a huge issue. I mentioned that I probably wasn't gonna be using it anyways. However, I at least wanted to use it a couple of times. Now, what is nice is obviously you have the telemetry in here. So you can see we've got the ESC temperature, receiver battery, we've got the main battery. So again, I think 4.35 volts times 6. I think it's like 26.1 or something like that. So obviously during all my setup, we didn't really wear down the battery all that much. We have your miles an hour. So I'm pretty happy, guys, with that. Everything is good to go. We've got the steering trims. I did kind of quickly take the truck just down the driveway. I didn't even pull it onto the road or anything like that. Now, guys, a couple of things I want to cover before we head out and actually give the truck a run is I don't often spend any time with the manual or the manual bag. It's usually stuff I don't need and I'm not really interested in. Every once in a while, I will crack a manual just to see the speed control settings, like where, you know, LVC is, where punch is, stuff like that. When I was taking this bag out, I did see some additional stuff in there that I don't usually see. One is this little plastic pouch. It looks like it comes with some additional body posts. Now, I don't know if these are similar to what, let's say, goes on a Felony, or if they're just including these for the other Pro line bodies. So again, in other companies. So you've got like a GTR, you've got the Lambo, you've got the Dodge Challenger, there's Porsche, there's a whole bunch of them. Again, guys, I'm sticking with the Infraction. I actually like the look of the Infraction, so I won't be changing that up. In here as well, you've got some tools, you've got some diff shims. You get a pretty hefty pinion. So the truck itself, RTR, comes with a 15 tooth. This is a 25 tooth. So this isn't gonna be like your 6S Bashers where, you know, sometimes they come with high-speed gearing and it's, you know, 2 or 3 teeth more, and you can kind of get away with running them even full bashing, you know, maybe add a fan to the motor or something like that. Going up 10 teeth though, that is not gonna be the case. So what I'm gonna do is for this video, guys, we'll run it on 15 with the 15 tooth pinion, 6S, go out and have a good time. I'm not gonna worry about 4S or any of that crap. Then at some point, we're gonna swap in the 25 tooth pinion. We'll run that, we'll get a speed, you know, on that. And then we'll move, guys, in the direction that I was mentioning about the Mama Monster X8S and that 1250 kV. Now, I'm gonna say this, guys, for the record, if I did not have that motor and I didn't already have that ESC, I don't really think I would care. I think this truck is gonna be plenty fast, more than I can handle, more than where I'm gonna go can handle. That's always kind of an issue. I don't really have great roads and super flat roads. I have the road in front of my house, but it's often pretty busy. So either way, guys, what I'm gonna do now is clean this thing up. We're gonna find the GPS, we're gonna attach it, we're gonna head up to my work, and we're gonna give this thing a run. Jeez. I don't know, man, those guys that are doing like the 150s and stuff, that's just insane. All right, so going that way, we hit stop, read 64 miles an hour. So now we'll go that way and then we'll come back and see how we do, kind of coming up the hill. Full trigger. Definitely not hard to get full speed, I think, anyways, guys. Whoa, geez. Up here with that 15 tooth pinion. Stop, read 63 miles an hour. So we're literally, guys, 63 and a half. That went well. Oh, if I could get that right, that'd be a lot of fun. But those barriers freaking me out. Oh, we're stuck. Crap. Well, guys, again, that's why I'm using this body. Okay, I can take that much wider. All right, guys, we've got the Infraction home. It's back on the bench. It's not all cleaned up. Either is the VTE. I did take the jet blaster to it and just kind of blew all the rocks and all the dirt out of it. I actually did use a brush and just kind of wiped off the shock a little bit just to make things a little cleaner. But I do plan on taking this guys out again very soon, so I'm not worried about giving it a crazy cleaning. Now, first things guys first, that was a lot of fun. I'm actually kind of surprised that I had as much fun as I did. I think I was thinking more that this was just going to be kind of a cool truck, a cool build. Again, guys, I love the Infraction body. It's going to look awesome, especially once I get the clear one painted up. But I actually, guys, really enjoyed myself with both cars. Now, it was an absolutely, guys, gorgeous night up here, 22 degrees Celsius, so it was just perfect to go out and enjoy it. Whole parking lot to myself. But I can definitely tell you guys that it made me a little bit more excited about having this truck now. And even guys, the VTE for that matter, because this thing guys was doing, I'll have a separate video with this, but I think I hit 72 or 73 miles an hour with this one stock versus the Infraction at 64. Again, this isn't like a versus, or even guys, the video of the two cars isn't like a versus, like what's better than the other. These are two kind of different sort of machines. This one's obviously got a lot more weight to it. But I will say this, and I'm kind of happy to say this, is that I definitely feel more comfortable going faster with the Infraction. So I'm looking forward to going up to that speed pinion and then maybe changing out the electronics. Again, I don't have the biggest area up there or anything, guys, but I still was having a lot of fun. I was maxing out the car, and that's kind of my test. If I was hitting 60, 64, 55, all over the place, well then I know, hey, I'm lucking out every once in a while when I hit that 64 kind of thing, but I kind of kept hitting it, so I know I can go faster. But either way, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned because there will be a separate video on the Infraction and a separate video on the VTE. And as always, if you like this video, give me a big thumbs up, please subscribe, and have a fantastic day.